the main message of this presentation, which is not of all VPNs have to be complex, right? This is something key that I want everybody to remember. us.cloud.mguard.com. That is one of the services that us here at Phoenix Contact provides that gives you that easy to use, low cost, secure remote connectivity for any industrial applications. It's pretty much straightforward. The setup is straightforward. It doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter if you're, if you have users overseas. It doesn't matter if you have users working from home, or even if they're working at your plant. If you need remote connectivity from a vendor like us or from your engineers working from home to all of your remote systems, you can do it through a secure VPN using our mGuard Secure Cloud. And through the next couple of minutes, I'm going to walk you through a couple of the more secure settings. I'm going to give you an overview, a couple of the more secure settings and why, and even show you a report that I have from the same website, Shodan, from an mGuard that I have connected here at my desk. So how does it work? We have nothing to hide on the mGuard Secure Cloud. This is why I'm more than willing to show and explain how is the architecture look like, what are we doing, what are we not doing, and what do you need as a user to be able to connect and log in. So the first thing we are an infrastructure as a service type of cloud, and we are hosted in AWS out of the East Coast. I'm going to say somewhere Northern Virginia. So being an infrastructure as a cloud, or also known as IaaS, what we're doing is nothing more than grabbing the infrastructure and just giving it ready to you. And that's what you see on the right-hand side right there. That's our infrastructure, that's our cloud. We have a couple security settings because we have VPN gateways for your users, we have VPN gateways for your machine. And not just that, we make kind of all the infrastructure super easy to use with that website. We have a web server application, or the us.cloud.mguard.com website that you log in, you create an account, you log in, and you manage everything as the user, to be able to access all of your devices, to be able to allow other users to connect. So it gives you all of that. As soon as you create an account, you will have that unique account with dedicated certificate database. So you will have certificates only for you and your VPNs, for your users and your machines. You have unique routing tables and NAT translation. So that pretty much gives the uniqueness on the backend, on the infrastructure, to make sure your data gets routed to your devices and nowhere else, or vice versa. You have unlimited users, so you can add as many users as you want. It could be internal employees, external vendors, integrators, partners. It could be, if you're an OEM, it could be the same end users that is trying to access their own machine, because we have the security to be able to protect you as the manager of the secure cloud account. The only thing that you want to keep in mind, and this is kind of like what we don't do, and the majority of we do this because of security, is we are a technician to machine only type of support. So somebody needs to log in. We do support second factor authentication. Somebody has to start a VPN. We encrypt the traffic all the way. And somebody has to make sure you click on the selected machine, and we're going to see a little demo. But overall, we don't do data analysis. We don't do data storage. That is the future. But as of right now, and in a sister service, but as of right now, the mGuard Secure Cloud, we don't do any of that because of security. We don't want to store your data. We don't want to analyze your data. We don't want to see anything with your data because of security. That's your data. We want you to kind of make sure we don't pretty much log anything that goes through that tunnel. But you still have that access. And we take the complexity way down, because you don't have to deal with certificates, you don't have to deal with public IPs, you don't have to deal with IT departments. We are already giving you that on this service. And that's kind of it how everything works. As soon as you have all your account, you have added multiple users, you have added multiple machines. The connectivity itself, it's kind of like nature. There is some learning that you have to do at the beginning, but overall it's pretty much just learning a new website after the fact. Now, I mentioned it before, I'm going to mention it again. If you are not a user or an account owner of the mGuard Secure Cloud, us.cloud.mguard.com is where you go and register. As soon as you get registered, you will get an activation email, maybe 24-hour stops, that says, hey, this is your account ID. This is what you're going to be using to log in with your credentials. As I mentioned before, we have two-factor authentication, so that's very key. I'm going to mention that too. But the steps are, now that you're logged in, you're a new owner, you then want to get an mGuard. You want to get your users connected. So make sure you follow those requirements. Okay. Remember, free service only requirements are to get the supported hardware and the supported software. And we have a variety of hardware that you can find, all the way from lower cost 4G modems to like a redundant, mGuard that falls from WAN to cellular if you need it, and you just connect it all. So let me give you a quick demo of how the setup or how the connectivity looks like after you have set up the first time. Okay. So I'm going to share real quick my screen, and you should see my demo or my mGuard right there. So as you can see, this is nothing more. Again, us.cloud.mguard.com. I am already logged in. This is an account that we have set up for demo purposes, for testing purposes. But as you can see, it's not, 4 main menus, that you can have. We're going to kind of just walk through the main setup. I already have a couple devices connected to the cloud. Overall, if you're a new user, you won't have any, but you do have levels that you want to organize your items here. So in this case, you can see that I have, groups of machines. So in this case, it's a sales account demo. So I just organized them by sales region. You can see the different machines right there. And internally, I have individual groups of machines. So I'm giving you a way to organize, like a database, groups of devices, maybe locations or type of machines or geographical. It doesn't really matter. It's a way that you want to organize them. And every equipment inside of here, it's nothing more than an mGuard device, or what we call a TC Cloud client. We also support, just as an FYI, we also support our PLC Next device. So you can connect your PLC Next directly into the mGuard Secure Cloud. So after you have a couple of machines set up, you guys can see right here on the status bar, I'm already connected, I'm already logged in. And what I want to show you is I already selected, so you can see a start and a stop button right here. I already have one of my mGuards, and as you can see, is one mGuard is connected to my AT&T. So it's a cellular mGuard connected to the internet through a cellular modem. Right now, you can see a couple machines, and what I'm going to do is just click on that start button. Right, I already have them connected. This is the way that you will do it. You will provide the support. And after all, I'm fully connected. As you can see, I should have probably lost connection, and behind that mGuard, I don't have a lot. You can have a full network or even multiple ranges of subnets, just as an FYI, keep that in mind. But right now, just for demo purposes, I have one of our PLC Next devices. It's actually one of our PLC Next starter kits with one of the demos. So let's wait for that to get back real quick. And it's going to ask me for credentials to log in, or there you go. So I'm just going to log in real quick. Come on. And let's get in there. There you go. So you are live on a device that I have right next to me through a cellular modem. As you can see, I'm going to start flipping some of the I/O in that PLC. So now you see live that all the lights are on, and even the analog input that I can show that you guys can see, I went from 0 to scale value 59. So it went all the way to the yellow. So how fast from the way I control my PLC right here to all the way to the screen. So that's one of the things. So I can see what's going on. I can see that happening almost real time. Okay. So I'm going to go kind of just back to what I had it, just kind of a couple values, go back to 0. Perfect. So that's what I wanted you guys to see. After I'm done with this PLC, after I'm done with troubleshooting, remember from here, I can pull data, I can do FTP, I can do SNMP, I can open my PLC Next Engineer software and connect to that PLC and change the programming line. I can do a lot of things after I have that start button, because pretty much the tunnel opens to that machine, the entire system, and you can do everything as if you were connected locally to the PLC. So those are the cool features. Those are the features that all of this secure cloud gives you.